Hello everyone and welcome to SimpliCode's YouTube channel. Kaushal this side and I hope you guys are doing well. Today, we'll see how we can create an image gallery with CSS. In this video tutorial, we'll see how we can use HTML and CSS to create a basic image gallery. But before we begin, let me tell you guys that we have regular updates on multiple programming videos. So if you are a programmer and if you want to learn something new, then consider getting subscribed to our YouTube channel and press that bell icon to never miss any updates from SimpliCode. So without any further delay, let's get started. So we all know HTML is used to structure a web page. We basically use HTML to add elements to a web page, and then we use CSS to style those elements to make our web page look more attractive to the user. So all of us have an idea about what is gallery or what is image gallery. Image gallery is present on every smartphone out there in these days. So if you know that image gallery has certain images which are placed in a particular manner, right? So we are going to create an image gallery with the help of basic HTML and CSS. So we'll add some images to a web page with the help of HTML first, and then we'll style those images to make the web page look more attractive to the user. So here we have the HTML file where we have a single heading CSS image gallery. And then we have the CSS file. So we have imported a URL which is for fonts. So if you guys want to do it, you can get it from Google and you can just use it with this particular property @import URL and then paste the URL of your font. So then we have some images already present on our system. So here you can see we have all these images present in our system. So you guys can also keep some images with you so that it will be easy for you to understand. Just get those images from Google or anywhere and just start making this image gallery with me. So let's start with the CSS image gallery. So what I'll do first is I'll remove this heading for now because we are going to create a responsive image gallery. The responsive I have already mentioned. I have mentioned it because we are going to add some CSS properties to make the web page more responsive to the user as well. So let's start by adding the images. First of all, we are going to create a div tag as we are going to create a container. So we'll just write here container. The class is going to be container. Now close this div tag, and inside this let's put a heading over here first. So this area we are going to create a heading. So what we'll do is we'll write over here, we'll create another div with classes heading. Fine, and that's it. Now let's add a heading. So we are going to write here h3. H3 is the HTML element for to add headings to a web page. So we'll write here photo. Let's use the span tag over here. You guys are already aware of the span tag. And then we'll write over here gallery. So let me just write here capital G, save it, and here you can see we have the heading present over here on the web page. So let's add the images as well first, and then we'll move to a CSS part. So we have 12 images with us. We can add 12, 13, 14, 15, any number of images you guys want. So let's create a div as box to create the outside container of a image gallery. Then inside this, what we are going to do is we are going to create 3 different classes for the same name, just for the sake of our code, so that our code will look more neat and clean. That's why we are going to use 3 different div tags. So let me just write here div class is equals to, we can say dream big, and then we are going to add some images inside this. img src. Okay, I have to write here src. Then we have, let's see the image names. So I have named them 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 and 12. So we have 12 images for now. So let me just write here 1.png. Now keep this thing in mind if you are using an image with .png extension or with the .jpg extension. So let me just add this image. So here you can see the image size is quite large. Okay, this image is large. Let me just reduce the size back to 100%. And this is our first image. Then I'm going to copy it from here and I'm going to paste it here again and again for 5 times. Let me just make it look more clear for you guys. So here we have 5 images, and yeah, So we have one image 5 times. So we are going to change the name here to 2, 3, 4 and 5. Let's just remove this. Okay, so we are done with the first container. Now what we are going to do is we are again going to copy this whole div tag now. So with the class as well. And I don't think we have to copy the box class. Then I'll copy it from here. Everything will remain inside the box class only. So I'll just let me make the code look a little more neat to you guys. So I'll paste it here again. This is another div tag with the same class. We'll change the name of our images in a while, and we are going to paste it again. Fine. So here we have 3 div tags with the same class as dream. Just a minute. Okay, I forgot to add the first image. src is going to be 1.png. That's it. We are done with adding our images. Then we have to write here 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So I'll copy this from here and I'll paste it here. I'll write here 10.png, and just to make it look a little more neat, I'll just paste it here again. Okay, we have only 12 images now. So what we'll do is we'll remove this from here. Fine. So we have image 11.png and 12.png. So we are done with it. You can see we have different images over here. We have 12 different images. These images are just random images from Google I have taken. So you can take any pictures of your choice, and here are all the images we have. The HTML part is done. Basically it's completely done. We have added all the images. Now the main part is the CSS part. With CSS we are going to style these images. We are going to style a heading and everything. So before we move on to that part, let me just add a button over here for reference. So we'll add some option type of thing. So we'll write over here div class is equals to button, and that's it. Just a second. We are going to write here hash, and we'll name this button as show more. Fine. So here you can see we have this show more div tag. So here you can see it's a link for now. We are going to change it to a button later on. So let's move on to the CSS part now. So CSS will play the vital role in this one. So here's a CSS file. First of all, we are going to put some styling to each element present on the web page. I'm going to set the margin of the whole web page to 0. Okay, we have to write here 0, not O. Then I'll set the padding as well to padding as well to 0 again. Then I have box sizing property. Okay, I have to write here box sizing, and we are going to write here border box. Fine. So this is the value of this property. Font family we can also use. We have also imported the font from Google. That's why we are going to use the font we imported. And then we have sans serif. Fine. Save it, and here you can see nothing changes because the only reason is we have set the padding to 0 and margin to 0. We haven't even started styling our elements yet. So now let's focus on the container first. So the container is the main class. Everything is present inside the class container. So this div tag is everything in this what we can say web page. So here you can see all the images. Some of the images are smaller in size, and we have one image more than once. No, both of them are different images. So if you can see clearly, both the images are different from each other. So let me just style the container first, and we are going to use the display property again. The value is going to be flex. It means we are going to lay out the different elements of the HTML document in either in row or in columns. Save it, and here you can see all the elements are now what we can say, aligned or laid off in a row, or what we can say column manner. Fine. So here we have all the images. If I zoom in here, you can see we have all the images present, and that's after it. I'll give the flex direction as well. We have discussed all these properties in the previous videos when we came across what we can say flex properties. So you guys can go through those videos and it will be easy for you guys to understand. So here we have all the images aligned column wise. And now I'm going to use justify content at the center. Justify content at the center means all the content or all the elements will be present at the center of a flex container. Then I'll write here align items at the center, and here you can see all the items are aligned at the center. Fine. So it will work. Just give it some time. The next thing we are going to do is we are going to write here text align as well. Text align at the center, save it, and here you can see the text is present at the center, and here you can see show more is also present at the center. So it's quite small right now. We'll see how we can manage it. And then I'll write here margin. Margin we are going to write here 40 pixels, 20 pixels, 0 and 20 pixels. You guys already know why we are using 4 different values: top, right, bottom and left. Fine. Top margin, bottom margin, left margin and right margin, all the 4 margins are covered in a single property. Then the first thing what we have in our web page is the heading, the photo gallery heading. Let's style it, and I'll write here dot container. We are going to access the class present within the container class. So I'm going to write here heading. Heading is the class for this heading, or we can say photo gallery. So here you can see what I'll do is I'll write over here width. Width is going to be 50%, and padding bottom because there is no gap between the image and the heading. So I'll give some padding over here. Let's try 50 pixels. Okay, caps lock is on. I'll turn it off and write it again. So here you can see the padding is 50%, 50 pixels between the heading and the first image. Now what I'll do is I'll copy this from here. I'm going to style my heading tag. So H3 tag we have used for the heading. Font size I'll write here 3M, and then I have font weight. Font weight is bolder, and then I have padding bottom. Padding bottom I'm going to set as 10 pixels. So you guys already know, right? So this is a padding bottom, and I'll write over here border bottom. This is a particular property for setting the bottom border of any HTML element. So I'll write over here 30, not 33, 3 pixels, and then I'll write here solid, and let's use any color. Let's say brown we are using. Save it. So here you can see this line. We have set the border bottom property because we wanted a image, or we can say a heading, to be present at the center with only a single underline. Fine. So here you can see how it looks. It looks fine, right? So that's it. We are done with styling a title. Fine. The next thing is I'm going to make this what we can say gallery a little different. So I'll copy this from here. If you guys remember, we have used the span tag in a HTML part, right? So I'll write span over here, and let me just show you. So gallery is present within the span tag. So I'll write over here span, and I'll define font weight as 100. Save it, and here you can see it looks nice, right? Photo is a little bolder than gallery, so it looks nice. Let me just change the heading to image gallery. I guess image gallery will sound much better, and it is also a topic for today. So yeah, we are done with the heading. Now the next thing is we are going to style the box. What is the box? So here you can see we have all the images present within a single class, which is the box class, right? So here you can see the class is box. Every element is present, every image is present within the box. So I'm going to access this dot container dot box, and let's style the box now. Display is again going to be flex, so that our images we can set our images within this. So here you can see now the images are perfect. And let me just add some more properties. Flex direction, we are going to give the flex direction as row this time, and for the whole container we use the flex direction as column so that we can align all the items according to our own choice. So here you can see not all the items are visible as of now. Let's just write the code and you guys will understand why it happening. Justify content as space between, save it, and here you can see not all the images are present over here. So yeah, almost all the images are here, and if any image is not here, we'll see why it's not here. Fine. So yeah, just let's keep going ahead, and what we are going to do is we are going to style every container. Now we have you remember guys, right? We have used the class as dream 3 different times for 3 different divisions. So we are going to style them all in a single time. So we are going to write here container dot, it's present within the box class, and the final class name is dream. And we'll write over here display as flex again for each box. So here you can see all the images, not all the images are visible, and yeah, here you can see almost all the images are here. And I'll write over here flex direction as row and justify content as, oh sorry, we are going to write here flex direction as column. So we are using the flex property again and again so that we can align our images according to our needs on a web page. So here you can see we have all the images, right? The size for each image is different, so don't get confused. For now I have reduced the size of our browser. If I keep it to 100%, that's how it will look. The container size is obviously larger. And the next thing, we are going to remove this justify content from here, and we are going to write here width, and width is going to be 32.5%. Save it. Groot, I guess you guys are already aware of Marvel. So here is a Groot, and you can see all the images. We have started aligning them one by one, and so here you can see the box is fine, the box is done. Now the next thing we are left with is the images. So I'll write over here dot container dot box dot dream, and we have used the image tag for each image. So let's style each image within one property. So I'll write over here width as 100% of the box. Padding bottom I'm going to define. Padding bottom is going to be 15 pixels, and border radius, okay, we have to write here border radius, and border radius I'm going to write here 5 pixels. Save it. And here you can see, let me just show you guys. So this is a image gallery. It started taking shape, it started looking like an image gallery, right? So then we have to style a button, and that's it. So let me just write over here, let me just give a border to each image so that it will be easy for you guys to understand how all the images are aligned. So I'll write over here border as 1 pixel, solid and black for now. Save it, and here you can see we have all the images, right? So I'll write over here margin as well for all the images. Margin is going to be 5 pixel for all the images. Okay, so I'll from here I'll paste this here, and here you can see now the image gallery looks fine, right? The next thing we are going to do is we are going to style a show more button. So if you guys can see, we have the show more button over here. Let's style it. So I'm going to write here dot container and dot button. So I'll write here margin is 40 pixels, 0, 70 pixels and 0 again. So this is for this show more button. I'll write here background color. Background color we can give any, black let's say. So here you can see the background, it's not looking nice as of now. I have to give the font color maybe as well. So I'll write over here, let's do it later on. Padding we are going to write here 15 pixel and 40 pixels. Fine. 15 pixel defines top bottom and 40 pixel defines left and right. You guys already are aware of the box model, right? So the next thing I'll write over here is border radius as 5 pixel. Let's make it look like a button. It looks nice now. Then I'll write over here dot container dot button, and we are going to write here the color is white. Save it, and here you can see the link is in white color. Font size I have to write here is 1.2. Looks fine. Then we have to remove the underlined, so we'll write here text decoration is none and the underlined part is gone. Now we'll write over here font weight bolder. So here you can see the font looks nice now. And then I'll write over here letter spacing as 3 pixels. Let's see if it works. And let me just make it look a little more nicer. So I'll write here show more in capitals. So here you can see it looks nice now. We can also add the hover effect over here on this particular button. And let me just, so we are done with the image gallery. And here's our image gallery. So we have all the images present here next to each other. All the images are aligned. So we have used the flex property. That's why all the images are aligned in a different manner. It depends on the size of the image. Basically what we can do for these images is we can add padding as well, so that we can center it, and yeah, it looks nice, right? So the next thing we are going to do is, and it's responsive as well, right? So if I increase the size, you can see the size of our image is increasing, and if I decrease the size, it looks fine. But we are going to use the @media rule again to make it look more responsive. So we'll write here only screen, and I have to define the max width. So I'll write here max width, and we are going to write here 769 pixels. Doesn't make any effect as of now. So we'll write over here dot container dot box and flex direction as column. So we have used the flex property again, and we are almost done. Let me just write over here container dot box dot dream. We are going to style every container. Fine. So I'll write over here width as 100%. So it looks nice for this screen size now. If I increase the screen size, okay, I have to increase the screen size for this, and here you can see it changing the layout. So if I decrease the screen size, the images are adjusting itself because of the @media rule. Fine. So we'll do the same for what we can say another device. So mobile device basically. I'll copy this @media rule from here. I'll paste it here, and I'll change the max width to 643 pixels, and instead of this I'm going to write here heading, and instead of flex direction we have already defined. So we are doing this for the heading, basically 100% of that screen size. And here I'm going to change the font size on this particular event. 1 I'm going to set it, and here you can see now the font will also change. Okay, so I have to change it here as well. So I'll write over here heading and H3. Now see the change. I'll save this program, and here you can see the font size changed, right? If I have the whole screen of a laptop, of my laptop, the font size is different. If I'm reducing the size of this browser, you can see the change here. So here it changed, the font size changed, right? And the images are obviously adjusting themselves according to the size of a window. So it looks nice, right? And we have the image gallery over here, which is responsive as well. We did it with the help of CSS only. HTML we used to add the images on a web page, and CSS we have used to style those images and make our web page look more attractive to the user. So that's all for this video, guys. I hope you guys must have understood the concept of creating an image gallery with the help of basic HTML and CSS. So if you have any doubts regarding to any of the code or any topic we have discussed in this particular tutorial, then please feel free to drop them down in the comment section below, and we'll definitely get back to you. Also guys, if you enjoyed watching this video, then do give it a thumbs up, comment your doubts below, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe SimpliCode. Thank you.